So what's the thinking? Which ones are they good?
Four people in a shed, pretty much, part of the Centre for Alternative Technology. We were the engineering arm, where we designed the vaccine fridge. And then the centre really didn't think that it was going to go that far, so there was a bit of a management buyout, and we've been independent for 26 years, it will be this year. And obviously that led us into other renewable energy technologies and different areas and different countries.
It was about 25 years ago when there were a few people working for Dulas, and we'd had a lot of contacts with Africa and the Middle East and a lot of places where there was no electricity. We realised then that there was a great demand for cooling for medical reasons, so particularly for the vaccines in remote areas. So we came back and tried to develop a fridge, which we did, which was very, very energy efficient, which means that it could run in sunny places with using a small number of solar panels. So that's where it started 25 years ago, and now thousands and thousands of these, go throughout the world every year. They're a normal fridge, so any fridge engineer will fix anything if there's a problem with the fridge itself. And the other stuff, there's no moving parts, so it's very little to go wrong. There's a battery and the solar module, so the maintenance is very, very low on these as compared to if you have a diesel generator or something like that, where there are a lot of moving parts and you have to provide the fuel.
This is an off-grid system, so it runs off batteries. It's a hybrid system, so it's got a wind turbine and solar photovoltaics, or PV system, which really complement each other. So when the wind is blowing, the wind turbine will provide you electricity, and when the sun's shining, the PV will provide you electricity.
This is one of our Coanda screen intakes. We built it about 5 years ago, something like that. The type of screen we use is quite specialised. It's based on a screen that was developed in the coal and mining industries and sewage treatment as well. But it's been adapted to increase the capacity for water intakes. It's made out of very fine wedge wires. They're only about 2 millimetres across with a 1 millimetre spacing, and they are tilted very slightly, a bit like a cheese grater, and the water flows over those and gets sheared through and also sticks to the surface like a dribbling teapot, and that's the Coanda effect. We call them run-of-river. There's no dam, there's an intake and then a long pipeline generally. We're making use of the height drop between the intake and the powerhouse. In this case it's about 70 metres. Well, this turbine's about 300 kilowatts and it goes directly, the power goes directly into the grid. We sell the power, but it's probably enough to power the local village, all the farms and so on.
Some of us are very ambitious, some of us would like to see Dulas shops on every street corner, implementing our ethical way of working as well as the renewable energy technologies that we like to install, and others, like the small niche markets that we're in. But I think, we can probably tick all of those boxes if we work together towards a common goal.
Wood fuel is carbon neutral if it's taken from a sustainable source. More often than not, wood fuel is a byproduct or a waste product of either the sawmill or the timber industry. The benefits are it's good for the environment, it's a cheap fuel, and it's very good for the local economy. The hot air blower. Wood is the oldest form of heat. We've heated and cooked with it for centuries. The last couple of decades, in Europe they've been developing the biomass technology. So it's now over 90% efficient to heat using wood. Whereas if you use a fireplace, most of it goes up the chimney. Or at best case with a wood stove, you may be looking at 70 to 80%, and it requires it to be manually stoked to get optimum combustion. These systems do that all automatically.
I can see possibly satellite offices. Agents, we already have agents in various countries. As the markets develop in those developing countries, then yes, we would probably need to look at employing local people. So I am quite ambitious for the company. So yes, I believe and I hope to see the Dulas brand all across the world.